Once upon a time, a few years ago, Steve and I were engaged to be married. And of course, our plans were to have a very most fabulous wedding in New Orleans on the lake shore of Lake Pontchartrain. And I had been scratching my head about what I wanted to do for our wedding party for the girls who were participating. And so eventually came up with the idea of having a little wristlet.
We decided, she had this idea, and I happened to decide to do this, making the bags.
I had a problem. And my challenge was, I don't own a sewing machine, which means I really don't sew much. Haven't for years.
And then the following year, I asked Kristen again if she wanted to do another project. So we decided to do animals with different materials, between sweaters and fur and cotton and embellishments and buttons and snaps and anyways. So
I'm thinking, well, Christmas is coming, and you know, what might there be to do? And so I thought, you know, animal pillows, and you know, I need to say what is distinct about what we did with the wristlets and what we did with the animals, and then also what we now do with our bags. And what's distinct is that they are distinct. And I take and I print the fabric with block print. It's a linoleum block print. It's a monoprint. And so the fabric is usually brightly colored, and it might be a solid color, or it might have some light pattern to it for interest. And then the linoleum block print is usually black, or it might be blue on brown, or you know, it's a variety of things. And so the purses, the first ones, the wristlets, had that wild Mardi Gras feel. If you're getting married on the shores of Lake Pontchartrain, there's got to be a Mardi Gras flavor. And so back to the animals. My thinking on the animals and the pillows were, there had to be something that was very soft and inviting, something that you'd want to put up to your cheek and cuddle with. And the printed fabric is not so cuddly. It's very interesting and gives a very unique look, but it's not so cuddly. So I decided on the pillows.
we got through that okay. So last fall, I asked her in August, because we keep getting earlier, because it takes us a while to do these projects because of our time schedule. Anyways, so I asked her in August, should we do a project together? Well, she was busy in Seattle. And so she came to me with these bag ideas and had some other ideas right behind it. So anyways, so we went shopping and here we are.
I had gotten an idea for a handbag system, and not to steal somebody else's way of doing things, but to take and use the structure as a jumping off point for us to incorporate the printed fabrics. And so we were off and running. And this time when we started making these handbags, we were looking to create to get to Winterfest, which was in December of this last year, to kind of launch the idea to see if there's enough interest to pursue a business with this. So we went to Winterfest, and we're pleased with what we got for responses. And it was really the reaction of our family members that got us thinking about looking at this potentially as a business. Our family members had said, "Man, those are so cool. Have you ever thought about selling them?" Well, no, we just thought about creating them, right? No, we're just creating them. So that was just really in our head. I remember one of my daughters had said, she went and did some research and she said, well, nobody has anything like yours. There are some animals out there, but nothing looks like what you have. And so Liz and I talked about, well, how much, might we need to sell these for? What makes sense?
Doing this project with Kristen, I think our relationship had bonded beyond belief, because if people were doing, I think we would be at each other's throats. So I think we've learned to know someone's strength and weaknesses. And we don't have to say anything. It's like we went shopping today and Kristen got kind of involved with the fabric, and I just stepped back because I was ready to go. But she was in the zone and I just let her be in the zone. So I kind of wander off and go do my business and come back, and she's still in the zone. So you just have to be patient.
What are we going to call ourselves?
Kristen and I were kind of throwing around some ideas for names. And so I was laying in my bed in the dark with my phone, and I'm texting her and I'm talking to my friend Dennis, and between the thesaurus and everything else, we're trying to decide what the name.
We tried combining our names, Liz and Kristen, Kristen and Liz. My goodness, that gets long. What does that say about us? What does it say about what we do? Talking with my husband Steve about marketing, he said, look, think about a one-word name that you can put it on many different things. And of course, from a marketing standpoint, you want a name that generates curiosity, that says something about what you do, but not too defining.
In my bed in the dark with a flashlight. How romantic is that?
And she was in bed with her cell phone. I think this happens a lot. And she's texting. She's texting me. She's texting your good friend Dennis. And we're shooting ideas back and forth. Now, this is not the first time we've had an idea conflab like that. But Dennis is good with words. And I think he's written copy for years as part of what he did as a career. And somewhere in all of that, what came out of that is the word vivacity. And, vivacity to me embodies who Liz and I are. Our spirits are very effervescent, especially when we get together. So there's a vivaciousness, there's an energy, there's light that's in it. And when we work on our creations, we really put that into our work. And if someone were to come to one of our pop-up boutique areas, whether it's at a craft show or whether it's somebody's in-home show, we really want people to feel that energy and to know that the product that they're getting comes from that energy. So, vivacity.